I can't help but feel a heavy weight in my heart. It's a realization that has taken me too long to accept, but I can no longer deny it. Everyone who warned me about marrying my wife was probably right. I am writing this as a cautionary tale, and I hope everyone might learn from this. As a 49-year-old man, I never expected to find love again at this stage of my life. I went through a nasty divorce 15 years ago and had accepted the idea of spending my remaining years alone. What I regretted the most about my previous married life was not having more kids, as I always wanted to have a big family. But as fate would have it, my path crossed with a remarkable woman who was 28 years old, and our connection was undeniable. We first met at a mutual friend's party. The moment I laid eye on her, I was captivated by her vibrant energy and infectious laughter. We struck up a conversation, and I discovered we shared many common interests and value. Despite our significant age difference, we found ourselves effortlessly connecting on a deep emotional level. I had a thriving business and hadn't dated seriously for a long time. Once word got out about our budding relationship, people couldn't help but express their concerns. Friends, family, and even acquaintances warned me about the challenges we might face due to the age gap. They cautioned me that she might just be out for my money. Some advised me to reconsider, fearing that our relationship wouldn't withstand the test of time. One of those people were my ex-wife and daughter. I had a 19-year-old daughter from my previous marriage. I thought my ex-wife was jealous because I found a more attractive and a younger woman. They claimed that she was after my money. When my wife moved in, she and my daughter never got along, as my daughter claimed that she doesn't trust my wife. I thought her mother was putting her up to it, so I ignored her warnings. I choose to follow my heart, as age is just a number, I thought. And what truly mattered was the deep connection and love we shared. Moreover, I wanted to have more children. And now that I have gained financial freedom, I thought she was on the sweet spot of children-bearing age without being too young for me. So she was age appropriate. Moreover, she had a full-time job and signed a solid prenuptial agreement to show that she wasn't after my money, as it was a good rebuttal for family that came out with that argument. We understood that our path had been different, and we had experienced life in distinct ways, but we saw those differences as opportunity to learn from each other. After we got married, she gave birth to our now 19-month-old son. Then a few months later, everything started getting weird in our relationship. The excess became less frequent, and she would turn me away when I initiate excess because she's tired or she's not feeling it. Then she started coming home late from work and lying to me about coming home early. Sometimes I would come home early to spend time with her, only to find a babysitter with our 19-month-old son. She would act surprised and tell me that she forgot to let me know she was busy at work. I immediately knew she was cheating on me. I didn't bother checking her phone, but I just let it go on until I decided to hire a private investigator to confirm my suspicions. It took him less than a week to find her meeting up with a man in a parking lot and having excess with him in the brand new car that I bought her for her birthday. After the private investigator showed me the footage, I was upset and I decided to confront her. I showed her the pictures and videos from the private investigator, and she came clean about everything. It turns out her affair partner is a co-worker, and they have been having a physical affair for the past 4 months. She was very apologetic, screaming, crying, and asked me to forgive her several times. I asked her why she did this to me. I did everything that I could for her, but she took advantage of that. She confessed that her affair partner is younger than me and wanted her to leave me for him. She said she was going to end it, but she was scared and didn't know how. I decided it was best for her to stay somewhere else until I made up my mind about what the next step will be. I made a painful decision that I was also getting a DNA test on our son. I wanted her to hear this because she knows how much I love our son, and that should tell her how her betrayal has hurt me. She's furious that I'm getting a DNA test. She said that I'm judging our entire relationship based on one mistake. I also took the car that she was having excess with her affair partner in, as it was in my name, and she's very mad about that. I had to tell her if she takes my car without my permission, I will call the police on her. I also found out, while going through credit card report, that she faked a work trip and took affair partner on vacation with my hard-earned money. The biggest disrespect is that she made me pay for her to go on vacation with her affair partner. I don't think there's a comeback from that. When I confronted her with that detail, she said that she will pay me back as she gets to save the money she makes from work, and I'm responsible for all her spending, so she had a lot of money saved. Her explanation for using my money to take her affair partner on a trip was that she was going by herself. Then she decided to invite her affair partner. She said it was really poor judgment coming from her. I just didn't know what was happening. I know I am older than her, and I have done everything I can to make her happy, to be there for her. I know I am not perfect, but I don't think I deserve any of this. At this point, I feel like I'm being taken advantage of for everything that I have given her. I don't think I could ever reconcile with her again. Sadly, I will never be able to fully trust her again. I guess the only good thing that I got out of this are my son and a solid prenup. If the DNA result comes out that he wasn't my son, I don't know what I'm going to do, because he was the happiest thing that has ever happened to me in the past few years. I can't stop thinking about that. I am just waiting for the result at the moment. Hopefully he's mine. I have DNA tested my son, and he is indeed mine. This is probably the only good news I have had in the past few weeks. I have started the divorce process, and my wife has been served. My wife continued to ask me for another chance, but I am sure I wanted to proceed with divorce, as she's not taking any accountability for her action, and she blames me for the affair. She then switched to the "it's only excess" excuse, and she's asking me to forgive her because she was after something that I wasn't willing to provide. The excess with her affair partner was 2 to 3 times a week. Some information about affair partner. He is single, and my wife said he wanted her to divorce me for him, but she only wanted excess. She loves me, and that's why she never wanted to. I have reached a point where I'm very angry with myself for still being in love with this woman, despite how much she has hurt me, and how her cheating is tearing our family apart. I have started the divorce process. She refused to quit her job, acknowledging that she signed a prenup and the job is her only insurance policy to provide for herself. She told me that she can't quit her job, but she would never talk or see him outside of work. Then I contacted her HR and reported her affair with her coworker with evidence. Since they have to disclose all relationship with coworkers where she works, she and affair partner got fired. She got mad at me for getting her affair partner fired, telling me that I was too vengeful. Now she's looking for another job. Why I feel that divorce is the only right option. After the DNA result came back that he was my son, she felt vindicated, acting like the private investigator didn't just catch her cheating. If I had known, I wouldn't have told her that I was getting a DNA test on my son. I would have done that secretly. And now she's seeing this as a win in her column, as I can't help but feel guilty for doing this to my son. She convinced me to let her back into the house while the divorce process was still going on, because we had a young son who needed his mother. That would be the biggest of many mistakes I had done so far. I thought that having her in the house, at least before the custody battle play out, would be good for my son's welfare. While she was now back in the house, she used the guilt to entice me into having excess with her. I know, I was dumb. I was only thinking with my lizard brain. Looking back, I now realize that she was trying to get pregnant to prevent me from moving forward with the divorce. I would admit that I dropped the ball and slept with her a couple of times after the private investigator caught her cheating. I should have known that she was trying to baby trap me. During our divorce, we were staying in separate bedrooms but continued to have excess. She initiated 100% of it. Before I caught her cheating, I was the one doing all the initiating. She would even go as far as trying to tell me to cancel the divorce, even during excess. I wanted to edit this post to say that I took so long to update. A lot went down the last couple of days. My wife has been having some health issues during all of this, and I had to fight myself not to be there for her during all of this. I feel so horrible about that, but she's okay now. Currently, my son lives with us, and my wife is still in the house. I am still moving forward with the divorce because I told her that I can no longer trust her. When she realized that despite the love bombing and excess, I still wouldn't cancel the divorce, she started looking for a place to stay while living with me. I filed for custody, and she agreed to give me full custody till we figure it out. She's planning on going to counseling. As for right now, I am doing great. I am just waiting to get a court date for the divorce. 2 months after I filed for divorce, my wife told me that she was pregnant. Obviously, I was skeptical and questioned if I was the father. When I requested a DNA test on the pregnancy, she refused, so that caused me to question whether the baby she was carrying was mine. During the divorce, she finally agreed to a non-invasive prenatal paternity test. During the test, DNA is collected by a blood draw. It's non-invasive as opposed to waiting for 7 or 8 more months for the baby to be born and just getting a buccal swap. On our next hearing, the result confirmed that I was the father. I was shocked and surprised that it turned out to be mine, since she initially didn't want to take the test. Despite the shocking news, we had a conversation with our lawyers present, and I informed her that the divorce will still proceed as our state allows it. However, I expressed my desire to be there for her and to be involved, especially during doctor's appointments. Fortunately, she doesn't want me to be involved and stated that my presence is causing her stress. She believed I should leave her to handle things on her own. I don't want to make this all about myself, but she promised not to make it easy for me since I'm still moving forward with the divorce. And she said she's going to completely exclude me. She doesn't even want me to be there for doctor's appointment. According to the lawyer, I don't have any rights until the baby is born. I don't think I have it in me to play devoted husband for the next couple of months. My lawyer told me that because the baby is mine, that I am screwed, that the law is not fair to fathers. All I can do is send money for things pregnancy and baby related, but the things needed and send them to her. I let her know you're there if she needs me, and that I should be prepared to be excluded from the birth too. The medical staff could care less about why I'm separated or who's at fault. She's the patient, and her word is law as far as they are concerned. If she wants to bar me from the building and keep the baby away from me, she can do so. He told me to wait until it goes to court, as I can get visitation order, and be prepared for that to take up to a year. In hindsight, I should have played nice and pretended not to want a divorce anymore, to be physically present for the pregnancy and birth. I should have waited until the baby was born and then sprung the divorce on her then. But I effed up when I flat out and immediately told her that we're getting a divorce. And instead of kicking her out and letting her stay out, I allowed her back in. I continued to allow myself to be seduced by her. Now she's going to hold the pregnancy and eventually the baby over my head. She's already twisting the narrative to make everyone think that I left her while she was pregnant with my child, failing to mention that my private investigator caught her having excess with her coworker in the brand new car I bought her. She's claiming that I was lying about the cheating and that she didn't want the test because she knew it was mine. I am torn as I couldn't really show people proof because I don't really want to put my business out there like that. But my family and friends that warned me are coming back and rubbing their previous warning in my face. For people asking whether there's a chance of foul play on the DNA test, I witnessed the process of collecting the samples until it went to the lab, so there's no chance of foul play. I hate to say that she knew that I wanted to have kids and obviously used excess to get back with me, and I fell for it. I am paying the consequences. I know that I would never be with her, and the prenup ensured that she gets nothing after the divorce. But unfortunately, I have to pay for child support for my son and my unborn child. Although I made some major mistake along the way, the prenup was what saved me from losing everything that I have worked for. I would like to think that she's been on her best behavior since the divorce, and at this point, we are doing great with co-parenting. I would like to say that I'm back to square one, but I have an extra child and another one coming. Except for the child support, I am still a free man, and I can date whomever I want, just for fun and nothing serious. So I guess it wasn't so bad. Although I would be lying to myself if I tell you that I didn't want a wife that I could grow old together with, but definitely not her. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you share your opinion on the comment section. Thank you and have a wonderful day.